Thank you guys so much.
Oh my God, great song, great performance.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I have a silly question. Watching you guys and hearing your story, like when you were growing up and you're young and you're playing whatever you're playing and experimenting and seeing what fits and what doesn't. Why is it when you watch American Idol, and I really like your opinion on this. The differences between, somebody comes up on American Idol as opposed to somebody like you starting young and finding yourself and what you like or don't like. But why is it when somebody comes up and they sing covers and then they either get whatever, they win or they do well, and they try to dress them and put a soup label on them, it doesn't work and it doesn't catch on. What's the difference?
I don't know what it is. I mean, I feel like it worked for the first few seasons when it was like new and fresh. But once you start just popping out the same kind of like star over and over again, I think it gets a little convoluted. They did ask her like multiple times early on to do American Idol, and we just kind of passed on it because it wasn't our brand. It's not really what we were trying to do. We've always been kind of more a garage rock, grungier band, and so that's kind of the bones. Miami was super, super punk when we were coming up, and we just really more identified with that than the pop world. And a million different times they tried to pull her into Disney pop and this and that, and it just like was not what we were trying to do, and we just,
It's about finding your voice.
So and we kind of always knew what we wanted to be. And so it's just a process of getting there. Different producers and becoming better musicians, but we knew we didn't want to be that, so we kind of avoided it and just kept doing what we were doing until we grew into ourselves.
Neil Middleton from Royal Bliss was on The Voice, and he is not. They had him have a top hat on. So.
And that dude can wail. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with Royal Bliss at all, but that dude, he can wail. He's got a great voice. And they gave him, I think he did like a CCR song, which is fine. But it was just like, you watched him up there and you're like, this isn't even Neil, man. Like, you kind of stripped him of what he is,
From what we've heard, the worst part is actually when you win, because then you're just in a label deal forever that you have no control over anything in your own career. So we're in a really good position right now with our label, and we're super happy with everything that's been going on for us. So
Well, I'm glad you guys said no.
So really, in a weird, bizarre way, you lose your voice by being on The Voice.
That's exactly what happens.
You don't know what you can be, or you can turn into.
For sure. Well, I think you guys stuck it out, and that's good, and you're just going to keep growing and growing because you're true to yourselves, and that's what everybody's like wanting is artists that are authentically themselves.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. 100%.
Or they got lucky.
Yeah. That's totally what it was.
I mean, anybody can write that last song. I mean, come on.
Clearly they had everything handed to them.
Clearly. They stole it from somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's unbelievable. When are we going to see you next time is the next question.
Whenever you guys want us. Yeah, we're touring nonstop. It looks like for, next, where we don't stop. We don't get off our headline run until the end of December. And then it looks like we're going to be touring most of next year as well. So
you're clearly blowing up. I mean, is there or is there a thing in your own head where you're like, okay, that's weird, that's too much, do you have like a speed you want to go at? You know what I'm saying?
No, we're kind of, I feel like because we've been doing this for so long, we've kind of been preparing for this for a while. I mean, the biggest thing is just like having a couple days in between like groups of shows, because obviously, she's a real singer. We don't use like any vocal tracks or anything like that. So for us, like to put on our real like authentic show, and we don't want to dumb it down with that kind of thing. So for us, it's like we want to be able to have the little breaks that we need so that we can put on the real performance that we want to put on. But besides that, no, I mean, we're trying to be touring as much as possible. This is what we've worked our lives for. And yeah, we've already got in the studio, started recording the next record, so we're super excited. We're not really slowing down.
Good.
Do you find I'm full of dumb questions today. Can I ask one more?
No, ask as many as you want.
Do you find it weird that as you, and as, the other bands do and gain whatever popularity, whatever you want to call it, whatever a better word for that is, that people want to know about you and personal things about you? Is that ever getting...
Are they getting weird?
They get weird.
What's your social security number?
I mean, honestly, I feel like we've been pretty lucky. We haven't had any like crazy things go on, but yeah, I mean, of course, like as the band grows and more people know who it is, of course, there's going to be more people that want to know more about your lives, and they kind of form these like little parasocial relationships, and they'll come to shows and say like we're best friends. But obviously, like for us, we love the relationships that we have with our fans and stuff, because we write really personal music, and so I think that it's kind of a natural thing that comes when you write personal stories. People are going to relate to those personal stories. And it's part of why I think this album has been so successful, and but it's also part of why people create these kind of relationships with us in their head, you know?
Yeah, right on. That's what you want.
Right.
We want that as DJs.
Right, totally. I mean,
You want to connect. You want to keep it personal.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
it's fine until they show up at your house.
Yeah, which has not happened, so let's not put it.
And he lives in this town, so if you-
I do not live over there. I live over that way. And by the way, if you guys ever want to do a stage show and you have a song with a theme, or you need a guy with no shirt on in a gondola driving across with a paddle singing Italian, I got a guy back there, Von Bolt, that is very well versed in Italian.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
So if you're ever ready for that, I got a hookup.
We are trying to have a remote involved
We're
in the arena
interested.
show when it happens, so that'll be good.
Anyways, I love that. I love that story. That makes me smile. Anyways, thank you to all our bands today.
Yes.
Thank you to...
Well, thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah, it's really cool you guys took the time, and we appreciate it, and hopefully we can do it again.
Absolutely.
If not plugged in acoustic, which I guess is still plugged in. All right, the Haunts, everybody!
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.